Good morning, students. Today our topic is watching. Watching means testing the truth of the items appearing in the books of original entry. Watching means testing the truth of the entries with the documentary evidence. So whatever the entries we are entering in the books of accounts, whether that entries is having the documentary evidence. The checking of documentary evidence with the entries is called as watching. Watching is the testing of the items which are appearing in the books of accounts with the documentary evidence. Whatever the entries we are entered in the books of accounts, that entry should have the documentary evidence. If you are testing that documentary evidence with the entries, that process we call it as watching. Watching is the process of testing the truth of the items appearing in the books of accounts with the documentary evidence. So here whenever we are entering any transaction, in that transaction should have the documentary evidence with the authorized signature. So whoever is the authorized person is there for issuing that document, that person's signature should be there on the document. So that checking we call it as watching. Watching is the process of testing the truth of items appearing in the books of accounts with the documentary evidence. So here whatever the transaction whatever the transactions are entered, that should have the documentary evidence. So what is the definition of the watching? According to the Dixie, watching consists of comparing the entries in the books of accounts with the documentary evidence in support thereof. It means the checking of the correctness and authenticity of the transaction. So whatever the entries we are seeing in the books of accounts, that transaction should have the documentary evidence. So the documents should support the entries which we have entered in the books of account. So it means the checking of the correctness and the authenticity means whatever the entries are there, we are checking that correctness, as well as we are checking who has signed that documents. Authorized signature should be there on the document. The checking of all those things will comes under the watching. So what is the objective of the watching? Why in the auditing process, why we should have the watching process? What is the need to have the watching process? First one is the properly recorded. So with the help of the watching only, we can test whether the entries are properly recorded or not, whether the whatever the entries we have recorded, that entries having the documentary evidence or not, that can be checked with the help of the watching. Means watching only we are saying that testing the documentary evidence with the entries. So objective is most probably in order to check whether that entries are recorded properly or not with the documentary evidence. Second point is the supported by the documentary evidence. Already I told. So here whatever the entries we are seeing in the books of accounts, that entry should have the documentary evidence. That entry should support by the documentary evidence. Without the documentary evidence, so the auditor will not accept that entry. So every entry should have the documentary evidence. So here the watching is only the thing where we will check the documentary evidence with the entries. So the documentary evidence should support the entries. That is the second objective of watching. Third one is the authenticated by the responsible person. So whoever is writing the voucher, that authorized person's signature should be there. Whoever is responsible for that voucher, that person's signature should be there. So the auditor should check whether that voucher is signed by the authorized person or not, responsible person or not. So that can be done with the help of the watching. So when the audit staff are doing the watching process, they will check the authorized signature as well as the documentary evidence, whether that document is having the authorized signature or not. Next one is the carefully processed. So here the watching will be carefully processed. Means we have to do the process carefully. Why? Because in the big organization you will have the lot of vouchers. So whenever the audit staff is checking the vouchers, it should be carefully checked. Why? Because sometimes the authorized signature will not be the same. So that is why the audit staff should be thorough while doing the watching process. Next one is the properly authorized. So here properly authorized person should sign the documentary evidence. Whoever is writing the voucher, that person's signature should be there, and he should be the responsible person, or he should be the authorized person for writing that voucher. No person is having the right to write the voucher. The authorized person only should write the voucher, and his signature should be there on the voucher. So that is properly authorized. Another objective of the vouching is whether the document is properly authorized or not. And last one is the accuracy observed. So whatever the amount we have written on the voucher, that amount should be there in the books of accounts. So we have to check the accuracy of the both the amount in the voucher amount and as well as in the account books of accounts amount. So we have to check both the amounts. That is also one of the objective of the vouching. These are the objectives of vouching. So before going to the types of vouchers, so what is voucher? A voucher is a written paper or a document in support of any entry in the books of accounts. It is a documentary evidence to support the various entries. A voucher is a written paper or a document. So a voucher is a written paper or a document in support of the entries in the books of accounts. It acts as a support to the entries of the books of accounts. So it is a paper or a document, written paper or a document which will support the entries of the books of accounts. It is a documentary evidence to support the various transactions in the books of accounts. So what are the vouchers available in the organization? So here the cash receipts. So if you go for the nature of transaction, cash receipts. So what are the vouchers available for the cash receipts? So first one is the counterfiles of receipt issued, carbon copies of receipts, contracts, correspondence and letters from the debtors confirming the balances of their accounts. Likewise, these are the some of the vouchers available. If you go for the purchase vouchers, invoices, copies of order and the correspondence. So whatever the invoice we get from the suppliers, that invoices act as a documentary evidence. So whenever the audit staff is checking, he will check the invoices and the books of entries in the purchase account. So if you go for the sales, so orders record and the goods outward book. So what are the orders we have received and how much of goods we have sent to the sellers, so buyers, that we will observe in the vouching. So here we are having the two types of voucher. One is the primary voucher, another one is the collateral voucher. Primary voucher means the voucher which are original. So original documents we call it as primary voucher. Original vouchers we call it as primary vouchers. So when the primary vouchers are not available, then the accountant can provide the carbon copies. That vouchers we call it as collateral vouchers. So if you are having the carbon copies of the original documents, then that vouchers we call it as collateral voucher. These are the duplicate documents. So it is not the original documents. Original documents is called as primary vouchers. Duplicate documents are called as collateral vouchers. That is about the types of vouchers. So how the examination of vouchers will be done by the audit staff? First one is the consequently numbered and filed. So here the consequently numbered. So whenever the audit staff is doing the vouching, they will check the consequently numbered and filed. So here whether that vouchers are numbered properly or not, whether that they are filed properly or not, that will be done by the audit staff. Second one is the dates of the voucher. The audit staff has to check the dates of the voucher. So what are the dates are properly written or not, whether the transaction occurred on that particular date or not, that will be checked. Next one is the inspected voucher should be cancelled by means of stamp or tick. So whatever the vouchers are checked by the audit staff, that vouchers are cancelled or stamped or tick mark. So tick mark will be given when the audit staff has checked the voucher. Next one is the authorized by the officials. So the audit staff has to check whether that voucher is signed by the authorized person or not, a responsible person or not. Next one is the amount should be shown in the words and the figures. Whatever the amounts we are showing in the voucher, that amount should be shown in the words and the figures. Next point is the, so it should not take any help from the client staff. Whenever the audit staff is doing the watching process, they should not take any support from the, any help from the client staff. So they have to check themselves only. They should not take any help from the client staff. Next, explanation or clarification noted in the notebook. So whenever the audit staff got any doubt regarding the transaction, they have to get the explanation and the clarification from the from the client staff, and these doubts will be noted in the audit notebook. Next, proper account is debited or credited. With the help of the watching, the audit staff has to check whether the transaction is properly debited or credited. So, whether they are watching whatever the voucher they have checked, whether that voucher has entered debit or credit, that will be checked properly by the audit staff. Next one is the wages, salaries and the petty expenses. So here, for the wages, salaries and the petty expenses, vouchers are not available. To check this one, they have to check the wages register, salary and the petty cash book. Say they have to check the, for the wages, salaries and the petty expenses, we will not have any type of vouchers. In that case, the audit staff has to check the wages register, sales registers and the petty cash book. Next, amount of voucher is above 500 should be stamped. Whenever the amount is above 500, it should have the stamp on the voucher. Without the stamp, it should not be accepted by the audit staff. Next one is the distinction in made between the capital and the revenue items. So here the audit staff have to differentiate whether it belongs to the capital revenue or the capital expenditure or revenue items. So they have to differentiate whether they are the capital items or the revenue items. Next, list of missing vouchers are prepared. So here whatever the vouchers are not available, then that voucher should be entered in the audit notebook. They have to note that missing vouchers in the audit notebook. Next, overwriting or erasure. So here if the voucher is overwriting or erasure is occurred on the vouchers, then these vouchers should not be accepted by the audit staff. Audit staff should not accept overwriting and the erasure of vouchers. So that is also one of the process in the examination. Receipt should indicate the period for which the payment is made. So whenever we have received any receipt, so we have to receive that for what payment they did, for what month they did the payment. That should be mentioned on the receipt. Next one is the attention for the personal voucher. Whenever the personal voucher there in the client in the company, then the auditor should be cautious when they are checking the personal voucher. This is about the vouching objectives and the